I was raised a devout Jehovah's Witness for my born into it, door-to-door field service.
Really?
My entire life.
I did not know that.
Kingdom Hall 3 times a week. Theocratic Ministry School, the Assembly. What? Devout Jehovah's Witness.
You got to give me the game. All right, so wait. Because I've heard about it, right? Familiar with it. What is that life like? Like, do y'all have to go out every weekend?
Every weekend.
Really? Seriously?
And they log your hours. So they have work that's called pioneer work, which means you have to do like 100 hours of field service. Like you have to commit to a certain amount of hours and you have to log your hours. Okay, I went in field service for this many hours at this location. You have to turn it into them and like report it. And I remember as a kid in South Florida, knocking on doors and just going like this and praying that it wasn't someone I went to school with. Because that was a big part of how I got bullied, is it got out that I was knocking on people's doors, like doing field service. And they're like, is that?
Yeah.
And it was so embarrassing. I'm traumatized on the low.
I fight with the idea because, you know, from my perspective, I'm a man's man, right? And so I hear people a lot of times talk about that you have both, right? That a guy has both, a woman has both. And I don't know anything about that, right? Because all I know is about from a guy's perspective. Mm-hmm. Do you think that people have both masculine and feminine traits? Mm-hmm. Why is that? Why do you think that? Is it a more of a balance towards masculinity in men, and then more of a, or you know, that pendulum where it's more of a femininity thing with women, that they're more feminine? And the reason I'm asking this is because I'm wondering, when you see different women, right? Because I know you have a lot of opinions, and I want to get into them about how women are operating today. Mm-hmm. Women that operate in their masculinity, why do you think that they embrace that? Is that more of a situation as a result of how they was raised, or the fact that they was pushed into that environment? Or is that just something that they have in them, that some people have in them, that's just a little bit more masculine as a result of the way they was born?
I think for most women, like, it can definitely be a generational thing. I could say that. I think it can definitely be life circumstance that can contribute to it. But at the end of the day, your womanhood is your responsibility. Like, as a woman, you can't... I don't like when women treat their womanhood and their femininity like a carrot stick, like in front of someone, like dangling a carrot. Like, if you do this, then I'll do this. Well, then that means that's just not what you are.
Right.
Because you should just, just be that. That should be you. Anything outside of that should be what's different. Not you being different and saying, oh, well, if you do this, then I'll give you my femininity. So I think it's just the woman has not made a decision. I think that women who... Because women will try to say, they'll try to say, oh, we have both, to try to justify bad behavior. And it's like, that's not what it means when it say we have both. If I got to go get money, money is a masculine energy. So whenever I'm going to get money, that's me and my masculine. However, that's an action. It's not me as a person. A lot of women don't know how to compartmentalize. They don't know how to say, just because I may have to do this action and it may be a masculine energy, doesn't mean I have to be that. No matter what I'm doing, even if it is something where I'm fixing something or getting money, my femininity will still seep through it. No matter what I'm doing, you'll still see the woman in me. So the woman got to make a decision. I don't like when they make an excuse and make it seem like, oh, because of this circumstance, I have to be like this. You really don't. You want to be like that, and just say that.
How do women deal with confrontation within their relationship then? As far as when guys say a lot of times that women are operating in a masculinity when they argue or they're combative or things like that, how do women compartmentalize in that specific instance in which they dealing with a man? And let me paint a scenario or an example for you, right? They dealing with a guy, and for a fact, that he's wrong. Right? Okay. You know what you know for a fact, maybe he does not know, right? How do you deal with a man in that situation in which you're trying to compartmentalize, right? And you don't want to operate in your masculine, but you know what you know, right? How do you deal with relationship issues, and how should women deal with relationship issues when dealing with men in that capacity?
Let them learn the hard way. Let them learn the hard way. I think a lot of men are that way. I've learned sometimes Do you know a lot of arguments women that we have with our man is trying to save him from himself?
Yeah.
That's a lot of the time as a woman what you arguing with your man about. What I've learned after years of arguing with no success is that it don't work, and instead let him learn the hard way. Like if you're like if, I'm trying to think of an example. Like if you're like, oh my God, babe, why? I'm trying to think of an example that's like an appropriate example, but
let's assume here. I'll frame it for you, right?
You just need to be quiet, let him learn the hard way, and then what's gonna happen is he gonna do this thing where he kind of inadvertently admits you was right, and he'll kind of come back later and be like,
you see Rita over there laughing. She think it's cute.
Cause me and Rita were talking about this earlier.
Oh, Jesus.
And we both decided we is not arguing with niggas.
They up there shopping. They up there doing
was
wine
talking.
tastings. They doing all kind of stuff.
Me and Rita agreed to let him have it. See, this is the thing. When you're in your femininity, letting your man win don't bother you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of women have the combativeness in the relationship, like OD, because they want to win. And for some reason, seeing him win and not them kills them. When you get to that point where you stop competing with your man, you don't mind knowing he wrong, but okay, whatever, and going about your business. I'm not finna sit here and try to win with you. You think you right? Okay, go ahead.
You let me bring it back for a little bit because again, seeing you operate and interact with people, and you are very much, you attract a certain type of people in which it ain't no foolishness that you attract. It's almost like you repel a certain type of energy, right? But then at the same time, you attract positive people or people that just want to have fun and have a vibe and things like that. Like coming up early, were you always kind of a shy person, and how did you kind of grow out of that, right?
So always was shy. What helped me, the beginning of what, I was raised Jehovah's Witness.
I didn't.
I was raised.
You not, so you got to give me that.
I was raised a devout Jehovah's Witness for my born into it, door-to-door field service.
Really?
My entire life.
I did not know that.
Kingdom Hall 3 times a week. Theocratic Ministry School, the Assembly. What? Devout Jehovah's Witness.
You got to give me the game. All right, so wait. Because I've heard about it, right? Familiar with it. What is that life like? Like, do y'all have to go out every weekend?
Every weekend.
Really? Seriously?
And they log your hours. So you have work that's called pioneer work, which means you have to do like 100 hours of field service. Like you have to commit to a certain amount of hours and you have to log your hours. Okay, I went in field service for this many hours at this location. You have to turn it into them and like report it. And I remember as a kid in South Florida, knocking on doors and just going like this and praying that it wasn't someone I went to school with. Because that was a big part of how I got bullied, is it got out that I was knocking on people's doors, like doing field service. And they're like, is that?
Yeah.
And it was so embarrassing. I'm traumatized on the low.